Yeah, so like I said in part one and two, which I actually don't remember what I said in part one and two. This is my boss fight with the Prince of Laughter. I didn't even know this boss fight was here. I seen the doors, and I came back and I seen the doors, and I was like, oh, is this like their fog walls? And then I opened the doors, and you know that beast of a man was standing there. Um, I forgot even if there was a cutscene. I didn't record it, but I was also having such bad optimization with the game and my computer that I mean, playing on 1600 by 900 was good. Like I said, what like you'll hear in part four, I think frames over graphics, baby, frames over graphics. I just want to enjoy the game because I do think it's a good game. So yeah, this is my boss fight with the Prince of Laughter, and I'm gonna leave every outtake in there, and you guys enjoy. What I would love to mention in the beginning of this, and I forgot to record this for this video, is during this boss fight, at this point in the game, I had no idea how to put the innovations on my character, what weapons to really upgrade or anything like that. So like in the beginning, I think I did because to level up, I just started dumping into fortitude or like just strength or whatever gave me attack power. I honestly think that worked out in my favor. But yeah, my build just naturally started coming along, and then I actually started to figure out like the mask mechanics and stuff, and that's what made this win so satisfying. And I also got more at the end because you're gonna see the footage get a little bit scuffed, and I'm gonna explain what happened. But it's really funny. I still had to throw the footage in there, but I'm mostly gonna commentate over that. All right, enjoy this boss fight, man. Took me a few attempts, maybe like 13 minutes, not that bad. But yeah, I think I've changed my mind on some of the things in the game, and I'll talk about that.
Madness! Is this a late edition? Welcome to our feast. Let crimson flow! It is intoxicating! The madness! Your blade whets my appetite! Come closer, morsel! Let crimson flow! It is intoxicating! Is this a late edition? Welcome to our feast. Let me tenderize you.
charm, maskless one. Go forth and compose carnage!
So in this part of the video, I actually want to take the time to say this, and I probably say it in my final part also, the recording here became scuffed as I was trying to show my build for the game, which kind of sucks, but it's alright, you know, it happens. Now, it did end up tweaking because it was my fault. I kept changing the resolutions and OBS was trying to keep up, but OBS doesn't automatically adjust to the resolution you put in the game because I was trying to get frames back, dude. But I just kept testing it back and forth towards the end of this video, but you know, I thought that'd be a good opportunity, and which sucks that it didn't record properly because I sprinted through the catacombs and somehow survived, and it was so chaotic. You could probably see from my health bar going up and down and shit, and man, it was completely chaotic, but I ran through grabbing all the items. I think the auto loot feature is one of the most beautiful things in this game. It truly is amazing. And pretty much I popped in here to say that you don't have to watch this portion of the video. I think I show my build and talk about it in the next part. Yeah, I definitely do, because I talk about the items that I picked up. I wanted to read the descriptions, but I love the descriptions, and I don't know a lot of these words in Italian, which is very, very, very funny. I know like presto and a few of them, and I've heard my grandma say them, but I thought that was really funny because in the beginning of the series I was kind of like, I had this idea. I said I'm gonna go in acting like I'm really that Italian, but I'm not. I'm Italian by birthright, I guess. But yeah, I'm a very, very interesting mix. But anyways, this I wanted to also take the time to not just tell you that you don't have to watch this part, but to talk about the game just in case and talk about Curtis. I thought Curtis's boss fight was pretty cool. I do still feel personally like some hitboxes and stuff are a bit strange. Like on thrust attacks, it feels like when I'm walking them or wide or dodging that it can be a bit weird. Also, I was having frame trouble, so I don't know how smooth like the game would change a lot of what I was doing. but I managed to compensate for the lag, or kind of feel it out and know when it was coming, and kind of like make my brain jump forward with certain lag, or to try to like compensate and dodge it a little bit. And, you know, think about like what attacks are better to dodge, because if I'm having frame drop, some of the moves come out like way too fast in like 30 FPS ish, or 24 frames ish. And yeah, and that's just fighting against that was something else. But another thing I really do like about the game is the identity, I would say. The whole Italian Souls like mask thing, and the whole masquerade in this being like one big ball and kind of like rolls, makes it feel like it's literally not real. It's like a real world that's not real. It's like I think the guy's name is Tim Burton, I think, but it's like that. It's like cool. And I said it's like cool how they brought the Shakespeare quote to life, where each mask is literally a role. Like, you're no different from the boss, because literally when you kill the boss, you get their ego, because our ego is like our mask. That's me alluding to it, but essentially you get their mask. So I thought that was really cool too. I thought Curtis's mask was going to be a little bit cooler. It's a little sad that it wasn't. It was a little let down with the whole status effect thing. Maybe statuses go hard, and I just don't know. But I do not fully understand how to use Dizzy and this and all them. I do know how to use the Radiance one. The Radiance one is probably my favorite. Like the blessed weapons, I'd probably do a complete Faith blessed weapon build in this. I don't know if the blessed is Ardor or Ardou, Ardou, or Adi. I don't know, but I love that blessed greatsword, and I was not a fan of the greatswords when I started the game. They felt very, very slow, and I'm not going to lie. The heavy attacks, the heavy attacks do feel. It just does not feel like worth getting off. And what's sad about that is the heavy attacks are actually the thing that stagger the boss the most. Well, that and parrying, of course, the perfect parries. And that's another thing too, perfect parries. This game is built around that parry system, and it's a very, very cool parry, very, very cool parry sound, very cool effect to let you know, hey, you just knocked his block off. But other than that, yeah, dude, I was suffering with the frames, big suffering with the frames, suffering with the length it took. Like, ultra great swords literally feel unusable. Like that, you're just better not using the ultra great swords, hands down. Fully stand by that. It's a very cool look on the Colossal one, and very cool look on the Rotted Great one, but nah, man, like great swords are tough enough, right, to get your timing down, because you really gotta like it's more adjusting. You really gotta like adjust and adapt to like how much you can swing. But what I like is, no lie, it's probably more realistic towards someone trying to swing one in real life. But then again, this isn't a game where we're playing as humans, we're playing as little doll figures, so I want to see these ultra great swords come out a bit stronger. And another thing is too, is the stats could play a role in that, so I don't totally know. I end up saying this later. It's kind of a no-brainer, like realizing this, but I don't mention it till later, because I just don't think about mentioning it because my brain is occupied with the other things going on. But yeah, that's a factor I took into consideration, that maybe it was like fortitude or strength that was making the swings faster. But for the blessed greatsword, I guess it's called I think it was the blessed rapier, which, interesting. I think that might have been a name bug, maybe, unless I don't know, because when I was thinking rapier, I thought it was going to be like a small sword. When I seen it was a blessed greatsword, that was honestly a better surprise. But yeah, some of what I would say, some of those base enemies like the lumberjack or the gardener, dude, like, some of their attacks come out so sporadic and fast. It almost feels like most of the base kind of weak enemies or whatever in this game feel like what is it? I mean, they're actually really good practice for a game, like your snap parries off. That's what I'm calling them, snap parries. Your perfect parries. But they can be worse than the dogs from Dark Souls at times, with like how sporadic the attacks are. But that parry and get health back is probably the best perk ever, like ever. and you really started seeing it come into effect, I think later in my, or towards the end of when I won with my fight with Curtis, when I realized how to equip the innovations, and I don't know if that's what they're called, but it was innovating for me to incorporate them into my build. And then you have what else? Can't think about it. Like upgrading the weapon, which oof, the refund system and everything, that's really cool. I wish you could refund the points invested in the weapon, but maybe that's unbalanced for each weapon is a little bit different. But that'd be cool if you could refund the entire weapon and get the points back too. I think Souls people who come over to play that game would absolutely fall in love and be like, this is one of the best systems implemented. But when I seen the refund, I was like, oh my gosh, because getting like smithing stones and wanting the plus 10 other weapons in other Souls like games, and like just wanting the plus the weapon is frustrating at times, having to grind and farm, you know. And it can be, that's probably part of the mechanic, but I think all that grinding being able to be refundable is such a balanced, optimizable quality of life thing, just honestly. So appreciate the devs for doing that. And yeah, and staggering, I don't know, some enemies in that second part, oof, you'll just see my part 4. Some of them just seem tanky at times. Like it could have just been me too with the build, but I don't know, some enemies just felt tanky. But then that's why I don't know if dumping all my points into what gave me attack power was really doing the work, but maybe. Other than that, all right, I think I'm gonna let you go. I think this is long enough now, but yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed. Peace.